Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more Zero Hour. Welcome back to the World Series 2021, another round 2. I feel like I've said those words, welcome back to the World Series 2021, hundreds of times. Not quite hundreds, but it is probably, what, 20 to 30 times? It's absolutely crazy, the amount of games I'm trying to get through, but it's all fun because it is the World Series, the biggest tournament of the year, and you could argue the biggest tournament of Zero Hour ever because the amount of money is absolutely crazy. $3,500. So we got up in the north, we got Shaye with the blue Gilet Toxin, and then down in the bottom right we have MrX with the USA Air Force in the yellow. So I mean, it may have been kind of obvious anyway, but I did say in the previous game when MrX comes up against an expert level player, then he is going to struggle a little bit because there was a few things in the previous game. I can't even remember who he actually fought. I'm just going to look on the... who did he fight? Oh, yeah, he faced Moliere. I think he lost a couple of games, but he did win the games convincingly in the end. And Shaye beat Balu 5-0. Can't remember what the score was exactly, MrX Moliere. But Shaye, although he's not technically an expert player, doesn't have the badge on the forums on the gamereplays.org, he is still, especially in tournaments when he's focused, he is, let's say, of an expert level, in my opinion. So yeah, very, very tough player to take down. So we've got a combat Chinook, actually, from MrX, and he's not bringing another Chinook with it, and he's hanging around a bit. What the hell is he hanging around for? He's making another combat Chinook. Okay. I'm going to do a combat Chinook all-in rush, but Shaye is already coming in now with a TNT. The combat Chinook is spotted, but this combat Chinook is actually collecting some cash. So now this is giving Shaye all the time in the world. Like, this is the slowest combat Chinook rush I've ever seen. Oh, man. And if you're going to do an all-in rush, you might as well bring the other two Chinooks with you as well, because that you've got the money to build more back at home. And then the quads and the RPGs are going to be distracted or blocked the missiles with the other Chinooks. But yeah, 2 combat Chinooks is the build order of choice here from MrX. Very, very action-packed straight away. we just opened. We're 2.5 minutes in. Got 2 combat Chinooks. Standard play. And that supply there does go down. We've got 3 quads and 6 RPGs here. With the Stinger, though. And there's a sneaky tunnel going up here. So MrX, like, even now, he's just hanging around a bit. Like, when you're doing an all-in rush, the clue is in the name. It's an all-in rush. Hanging around a little bit for my liking. This tunnel will have now been spotted, but the combat Chinooks can't really do much about it. And if Shaye does go for the base trade, pretty sure this base can go down very fast. Whereas meanwhile, these combat Chinooks might actually struggle against the Stinger and just a couple of quads. Those there just get picked off. Combat Chinooks come in on the main base now. Stinger tries to get some hits off, but the point defense lasers do deflect it for now. Nice movement here, I suppose. Tunnel there does get picked off. And these Chinooks now are taking unnecessary damage from this quad, not paying attention at all. These are the kind of mistakes that I was talking about in the previous game. These are the kind of mistakes. Shaye now pushing in, is making a new base over here. Comes in the tech RPG. 1v here is going to fall. The quads are going to continue the push. Needs to focus down the missile defenders, I'd say, because nice laser locks there so far from MrX. Another quad there does fall, and this quad going to fall as well by the looks of things. So overall, I don't think that's actually that bad a position, because with the arms dealer dead, and with that push dead, I think MrX can now, even though he took that damage unnecessarily on that combat Chinook, I'm pretty sure that MrX can just probably do whatever he wants now. Is MrX hunted though? I think he is hunted. Shaye trying to build a fake arms dealer, top right of the map. Probably a new combat Chinook is a good idea, or maybe just load up the more full health one, or yeah, you could switch into V's. There's another option, but these combat Chinooks can clear up every little bit, you know, like these little odd buildings and stuff, and the V's won't have to risk themselves. So I suppose you could fly the combat Chinook over or something whilst you push the V's, but that's actually quite a nice opener there from MrX, I think. Despite it being a little bit slow, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe it was worth the wait to get two combat Chinooks out. Tunnel there does get cleared up. This worker here is going to go down as well. Quite an interesting battle, this, because it's definitely old school versus new school, because MrX has been around for absolutely ages. Never reached like the top level players, I don't think, although he's a very solid 2v2 player. And he has always been a pretty solid 1v1 player as well, but he's never reached the absolute top. Whereas Shaye has kind of come out of nowhere over the last couple of years. And I think he's at kind of the top. When he's on his day, as much as people hate, well, I won't say hate him, well, some people might hate him. Or we'll say hate the trash talk that Shaye comes out with and the nonsense that Shaye comes out with sometimes. He's very toxic and hard to deal with in general. So yeah, some people take a disliking to him, but I tried to put that aside. Like even with Fargo, some people dislike Fargo, some people dislike Shaye. You can't take it away from them that they're actually very good on their day.
You have been
so yeah, I'm really surprised though. MrX got the win with that slow rush. That was a weird game for me to watch. MrX takes a 1-0 lead over Shaye. I did not expect that. But yeah, MrX even collected more money. What the hell? And he destroyed loads more units. Let's see what's going to happen in the reverse. So MrX now up in the north with the yellow Gilet Tox on Arctic Lagoon. Down in the south, got Shaye with the blue USA Air Force. Are we going to see Shaye a little bit mad? Maybe he will do his own all-in, or will he try to play out normal? I think Shaye has got like the mental resilience, and I think he probably is confident that he's probably the better player here. I think I might have got it wrong, but I think that is the case. And generally, when you think like that, you're more happy to just do normal build orders and stuff. You tend to do, or if you watch players, and especially when I was like a much weaker player, when I was like starting out and stuff, you tend to do, if you know you're up against a stronger player, you'll tend to do more lame stuff and more all-ins and stuff. You'll try and win without playing a normal game, because you would imagine if a normal game gets played out, then the player with the higher skill should win. So I think Shaye has got a decent level of confidence here, because he's just going for a normal build order. 2 supplies, war factory, quick fire base on this left hand side. Yeah, you see some people drop down 2 fire bases here. They'll drop down 1 and then 2. And then even if that bunker gets captured, the other fire base there will just hit it. But yeah, you've got to be careful, because you need to get Vs out as well. And you can't always cut the production to build a fire base. Otherwise, you might get overrun. MrX has gone for a quad first, indicating he is thinking that there could be air units out. But generally, if you're going to do quads like that, you need some kind of aggressive position. And although he does have this tunnel here, it's not super aggressive, is it? He doesn't have any tunnel in the middle and any tunnel on the right hand side. So is it overly defensive from MrX? He's going to lose a lot of map control for it. He's going to pay the price for it. But maybe MrX just wants this area. And he is sending quads down this left hand side. There's only a terrorist in that tower, so it actually can't hit the V. The V keeps on the move. There are some messed up textures, by the way, on this map, which is like there. You see the little triangles and stuff. The quads on this left-hand side now putting the pressure on the Chinooks. And straight away, Shaye is under pressure. But with this firebase here, one Chinook going very, very low. He's now going to go and collect from the middle. It's actually a decent thing to go and collect from the middle, because MrX doesn't have any units there. He could pop a quad from there to there if he realizes what's up, but does he even see that is the case? He can't even see there. Just look at his map control. He has no control over this right hand side or the middle side. Sorry, not middle side, just the middle. So Shaye could just abandon this left side, and he could just actually charge down the middle, go to the arms dealer. Another barracks being dropped down here. So MrX is expecting that inevitable V push. Definitely, because he's preemptively dropping down a second barracks. And he's even dropping down a stinger. Interesting stuff here from MrX. Would like to see more than 4 workers there. It's nice workers there. Shaye's under pressure because he's only collecting on one supply right now, and there's a lot of RPGs here. Might even lose one V. I'm impressed with this level from MrX. I don't know. Just no offense to MrX. I was just expecting a little bit less. Let's say that. Is that polite? But yeah, so far, Shaye is looking a little bit vulnerable here, I think. He's dropping down a 5 ace here, and these are pushing out down the middle of the map. Barracks is going down. MrX has already thought of this, man. He is one step ahead because he's got another barracks. I mean, if he was that advanced, though, he would have sold that barracks. Get a bit of money back and not give XP to Shaye. Shaye straight away applying pressure on his left-hand side. That is a Fargo pop, but a lot of the RPGs actually survive. Quad goes down, but he killed 2 Vs. Has killed 2 Vs, and that was a big quad army in Shaye's base. MrX is really applying the pressure here in game number 2. Quads need to decide what they are shooting at, because at the moment they're a bit indecisive. They're shooting a bit at the fire base, a bit of this, bit of that. But I think, to be fair to MrX, he's actually paying attention over here. And these Vs continue to be annoying, threatening to take down this supply. Stinger does help because the Vs tend to be a little bit scared of it. They don't want to attack into it in case they lose too much HP. There's quite a few RPGs still here, so these Vs can die from this side as well. But the V's just going to go in this side now and engage the Stinger. You see, actually, that Stinger is doing good damage. Okay, ambulance is going to be brought in. That is going to cause some devastation here. MrX is going to lose all of his RPGs. He needs to turn around and shoot these Vs faster. Ambulance there does get picked off. And Shaye is expanding to another supply over here. I genuinely do not know who wins this set. I mean, I have looked at the bracket a couple of times, and sometimes it is updated. But I literally cannot remember who wins this one, and I'm genuinely interested who is going to go through here, because MrX is looking real strong. He's actually expanded over here. So at the moment, he's on 3 supplies versus Shaye's 2. Shaye's expanded over here. But Shaye's building up the XP. And you can imagine when the Pathfinders come out, the A10, the Spectre, stuff like that. That's when it's going to get difficult, when Shaye gets the CC up and Pathfinders. But yeah, for now, MrX, he's lost a few workers here. He's collecting on more workers there, which I'm happy about. He's making a palace. Nobody's going for the oils yet. MrX is just desperately trying to save this supply, but he's lost all his workers, so he's not collecting right now anyway. And yeah, Shaye doesn't really know what to do about these Stingers. He keeps running into him, losing a bit of HP on his Vs, but yeah, you can't push in. So I mean, MrX is just playing this really well. There's nothing else to say. Shaye is doing what damage he can. It's just them Pathfinders. When the Pathfinders come out, these Stingers just become absolutely useless. Bit of a stalemate, really, isn't it? Like, what is Shaye gonna do? There's actually quads popped here now, harassing this other supply. Another Stinger now trying to be built by MrX. He's basically changing the meta, isn't he? He's making Stingers against Air Force, and the Vs just can't get anything done. Shaye is at risk of losing one Chinook here. Search and Destroy up, and now he's level 3. I think this is where we're going to see Shaye shine. Shine, my boy. Because now he can just... well, he's used the A10 on that by the looks of things. But now he can clear up everything from range. He's got very fully loaded Vs. These point defense lasers here to use to collect the missiles of the RPGs. A few quads coming in here for MrX. MrX is floating a bit of cash. I think, you know, a TNT on that strat rather than this quad push would have been a really decent idea there for MrX. Taking away that 20% extra range is absolutely huge in terms of taking out these Vs. Well, we're approaching the 10-minute mark. Still not sure who's going to win, although Shaye is coming into his own a little bit now. There's a lot of yellow dots down here, but it's all just tunnels and stuff that can easily be killed by V's to search and destroy. We've got a Spectre gunship now on the Palace. V's now moving in on the tunnels. This is where MrX is going to struggle. So far, it's worked his strat, but at this point, you need something else. He's got the Gamma upgrade. So, okay, one more V there might go down, but everything now getting cleared, and these Vs are just absolutely wreaking havoc down on MrX. Supply there goes down. Another tunnel. Just look at the XP difference. Absolutely insane. So yeah, MrX has lost this one, but it was a very nice try, and Shaye's win less convincing than MrX, although MrX's was that crazy double combat Chinook all in. Battle Bus is the unit of choice to take down the strat. I suppose it's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. But you're going to sacrifice the Battle Bus now because you're running in, taking loads of shots from this firebase. But yeah, MrX is losing everything, so yeah. I mean, MrX has got some cash. You're literally probably about to lose the game, so you probably want to think about dropping down some more things. Like, just controlling this probably ain't going to win you the game. Is he just going to quit now? He's dropping down the barracks now. But it might be too late because this big V army is already on the way. Now he builds a technical, but yeah, he knows it's already GG probably anyway, so... yeah, GG. Nice little game there. 1-1 is the score. Okay, jumping into the next game. MrX now down in the south with the China tank on Tournament Desert. Up in the north, we've got USA Laser for the blue player, which is Shaye. Now, yeah, among the top players, seeing a lot of no ecos. Micro is perfect, then there shouldn't be a lot that the tank player can do. Now, I happen to know that Shaye's tank, or China in general, against any of the USA's is very strong. So, yeah, if Shaye wins this one, I wouldn't be surprised if he then wins the next one because his, yeah, like I say, his China's against the USA is very, very strong indeed. He is going to go for this no eco, and I am, as long as the micro is perfect, like it's really hard. It is really hard to stop. What are the first few units as MrX going to be? Don't know if that was a GAT or not. I think it was a GAT. I think he spent 700 on a GAT. Now building a second war factory over here. First unit will be a fully loaded V. Did a fake barrack scaffold over here just in case MrX was waypoint scouting. I don't know if MrX waypoint scouted anyway. Built an outpost as his first unit actually, so he is going to find that drone there of Shaye. First V now out for Shaye. Straight down the middle of the map, and as soon as that doze is revealed, that instantly means that it is going to be no eco. Because otherwise your dozer wouldn't be out like that. You'd be out doing more defensive build order back in your base. So yeah, MrX has got a hard task now to defend against this. This V coming in on the left-hand side. He's bringing the dozer to deflect some of the I don't know, chain gun fire, whatever you want to call it, from the GATs. Some of the fire from the GATs. No units have gone down from MrX so far. This V going to take a little bit of damage here. You see how the GATs now actually attacking the dozer here? Would be nice to take that down. One GAT falls so far in return for one dozer. V's now pushing on this left-hand side, and MrX is still building up his units. So what he's doing there is using the stop key. He's clicking over here, then pressing the stop key to like kind of stutter move them, if that makes sense. Yeah, so far, not much damage done, but he is getting trapped a little bit here, and that V micro, well, not really the micro, but the decision making of where to go with the Vs have probably cost him the game. What are we seeing here from Shaye? Shaye is faltering. Doesn't seem to know what to do here. He's lost both Vs. Oh my god, that is really, really terrible there for Shaye. Maybe Shaye just doesn't know how to know eco. But yeah, I'm really surprised MrX. MrX just keeps surprising me. Or maybe I've just underestimated him. Or is it just Shaye's underperforming, or Shaye's underestimating him, or what? But yeah, generally a no eco carried out by a top player, which I assume Shaye is. What I'm saying Shaye is usually very, very hard to stop. So MrX has done very, very well in there, in my opinion. Maybe Shaye's feeling the pressure from the live stream, or I don't know, but that no eco was absolutely terrible. What did he kill? Did he kill one gat? He says he killed 3, but is some of them tank hunters? Or 2 more gats later on? Yeah, I don't know, but that no eco there was absolutely terrible. Says the commentator. Okay, jumping into the next game. Now, I have big Shaye up throughout all of this, so is he going to be able to win here with China Tank? I did say China and China Tank is good against USA, but maybe I am overestimating Shaye a little bit. Down in the south, we've got blue for the China Tank player, which is Shaye. Up in the north, we've got USA Laser, which is the yellow player, MrX. Okay, so MrX looking like he is going to go for a no eco as well. Let's see if Shaye is waypoint scout, and he is.
Build orders complete.
He is waypoint scouting, so he's placed a fake barracks there with the scaffold.
Build orders complete, sir.
And then he was waypoint scouting over here, so he thinks
Let's pick up some goods.
it's a no eco. Does he know it's a no eco though or not? He's scouted over here and he hasn't found anything. But there's so many places to look for a supply. It could be there, it could be there, it could be there, it could be anywhere there. So does he really truly know that this is no eco? I would question it. He probably has an inkling it might be, but he's not 100%, because there could be a supply there, for example, if your waypoint scouted there. Gonna be 2 full Vs from MrX. First gat straight down the middle of the map with an outpost. So not defensive, sitting in your base. He's actually going straight across the map and going single file into the no eco. What the hell's the no eco doing? Why is he going right? Oh, I'm struggling to work that out. Why is he going right? Because what if a flamer or a troop crawler comes straight down the middle now? What are you going to do? He's going to make a crusader? He's going to make... Oh, laser tank. Okay, laser tank. So the V's push on this right-hand side. Going to take out 1 gat, 1 dozer, and another gat. So far, this is already more successful. MrX is looking at his Chinooks, but that's the point where you just say, you know what, fuck the Chinooks. I need to protect this. And he's already lost his ambulance now, so that is bad. Like, them Chinooks don't mean anything. This, and the micro here is what means everything. So yeah, and the fact that the V's have no ambulance now, they need these battle drones. They need to stay still to get the repair. Otherwise, if they keep moving, or if these gats just from range keep taking out these battle drones, 1v now going very, very low. And this no eco also not working out very well at all. MrX just quits. Oh man, these no ecos could be better. That is for sure. 2-0 there. Sorry, 2-2 now. Both players even. Okay, on to the next game. We have MrX down in the bottom right of Sand Scorpion with the yellow color. Up in the top left, we have Shaye with the Gilet Stealth also. So Stealth Mirror with the blue color. So this one will not be reversed. The rules are if there's a mirror, it won't be reversed. So yeah, whoever takes this will extend the lead to 3-2, and there will be no reverse. It'll be straight onto other matchups. So MrX going for a little box, but he has screwed it up because I'm pretty sure an enemy technical can get through there. And sometimes when you do these boxes and you let an enemy technical through, sometimes it's as such that lets an enemy technical through, but it won't let your unit through. So yeah, you need to think long and hard about about that one. A little glitch in Zero, whatever you want to call it. It's a problem. Sometimes the enemy can get through, but you can't. Oh man, Zero is fun, isn't it? Okay, so tunnel going up here, and probably over here for Shaye. MrX has actually prioritized getting a tunnel over here. I mean, I think I made a tutorial about this map once, or at least I mentioned it in a tutorial. And I always said your first worker needs to go over here and get this little plateau. Whether it needs to be your first worker nowadays, I don't know, because these crates got added since I made that. I think an oil... Was there an oil in the middle? I can't actually remember if there was always an oil in the middle. I think there was. But yeah, I always used to say one of your first workers needs to go over here. Maybe even your very first worker. Because if you secure this area, you're onto a massive advantage. So Shaye is moving in now with his first technical. There is a terrorist here though, so that's gonna die. Yeah, very, very nice terrorist there from MrX. He's actually got a few terrorists back here. Very, very well played indeed. And MrX on with a little win there as well, because he's killed a load of RPGs. And Shaye very soon is going to want to capture this oil. MrX trying to find the stealth rebel by driving around, but he is going to lose his technical and give some scrap there and some veterancy to Shaye. But MrX is not scrap denying it. MrX is getting an impressive amount of quads out very quick, and he's actually going to go and clear this tunnel. So he's going to maintain... What the... Oh man, what kind of positioning is that? I don't think I've ever seen a arms dealer place like that before in a base. So MrX has now good control over this left-hand side. Shaye has got himself 2 oils. 3 oils, actually. So it's 3 oils versus... Sorry, 3 oils and 2 supplies. Yeah, versus 3 supplies. And no oils yet, but he is going to get one. So MrX has basically given up all his map control. He did have a forward tunnel there, but he got denied. I think it was a little bit too aggressive. We'd just like to see it a little bit further back here. MrX is probably going to lose this oil control. Yeah, so he's not going to be able to get that. So whilst he's got this, Mr. Shaye, his position is not actually so bad. MrX actually making a really fast palace, whilst Shaye has gone for 3 arms dealers with one of the most weird arms dealer positions I've ever seen in my life. I suppose it's working out for him, isn't it? It is working out for him. Shaye's been allowed to get this oil here as well. Feel like MrX is just giving up way too much map control. It just resembles a game earlier, doesn't it? When he played Tox against the air. It's like, yeah, you have a good position on one part of the map, but then you're giving up the map control everywhere else. That's what it seems like to me. Shaye wants to get this all for himself. He's actually brought a bike that gets the rebel there a lot faster. MrX pops all of his quads, but does he want to take that fight? He doesn't know if there are any RPGs inside of here or not. There's a few, but you can take that fight. With them quads, you can take it. MrX is way too slow moving out to save it. Going to move out now, but I think he was prioritizing getting this extra supply. MrX's economy is going to be decent because he is collecting this extra 60k here. Shaye's also got that, and he's got all the map control and the oils. Map control, when you are GLA versus GLA, is super, super important. There's going to be a hell of a lot of quads here now. Yeah, this is what I noticed in previous games. MrX is always going for a very fast palace. Very rarely is he making a second and third arms dealer. He's getting a fast black market here as well. But Shaye has got the numbers advantage here, and MrX is going to take that fight. Shaye is going to force the fight, and MrX is very quickly going to be reduced to no units. He's got 1 battle bus out, which is empty right now. But there are so many quads here, I think that palace here might just go down. Even though it's got like 3 or 4 RPGs in there, and it's going to take out some quads. Shaye just does not care. He's coming in now to finish this game. That palace goes down. That is it, I'm sure. Even though MrX has got this left-hand side, he's just given up too much control elsewhere. And Shaye, with this massive spam, massive aggression, is making it work. And that battle bus has gone down. Yeah, I think I've watched enough GLA mirrors to work out that you need 2 arms dealers at least most of the time. Maybe on certain maps it justifies going to palace first, but when there's loads of money like this, I think a 2 arms dealer build is the minimum required. So yeah, what's that? 3-2 is the score for Shaye. Very, very well played indeed. Okay, jumping into the next game, we've got MrX now with the USA vanilla, rather, not laser, down in the bottom left with the yellow color. Up in the top right, we've got China vanilla for Shaye in the blue. Okay, so he has gone for a barracks first, indicating he will be going for the oils. What did I just say? MrX is going for 2 supplies. War factory barracks, probably going to be the build order of choice. He has got a drone here. Is he paying attention though to what are the first few units out here? It's going to be a few tank hunters, probably just to garrison this, garrison this, garrison this. But then are there going to be 2? Oh, actually. So yeah, if you're MrX, you're paying attention. These are all going straight across the map. So Shaye's not interested in actually garrisoning and playing a bunkery game. He's actually going to go for a troop crawler next. Is he going to get the capture upgrade? So he's just queued up a troop crawler when watching his cash. 1,400 troop crawler costs. Shaye's chilling in this little house at the moment. Bunker gets built on this right hand side, and the troop crawler is now out. Now what I'm interested in is, does he release 2 red guards now to go to the flanks of the map to get the oils? MrX thinks the oil cap is coming in. Yes, he has. Yeah, he has. So he's used the troop crawler to make the 2 red guards, save himself $300 from there. You're making a troop crawler anyway. And then Shaye behind this is going to go for all 3 buildings. Actually, he's going to go for the oils. There's a V coming in here to harass. It has a hellfire though. And the bunker is going to shoot the hellfire down very, very quick. That's $500 wasted there from MrX. Yeah, he's going for the refinery cap. He's going for a delayed oil cap. And a delayed oil cap over here as well. He does have the capture upgrade now. MrX has got enough Vs in his base to probably fend off this attack. But I think Shaye wants to get inside of this building, and I have a feeling he is going to get it, because that troop crawler is getting awfully close. Yeah, and these Vs are going to be stuck here taking a very bad fight. I think 1 V might go down. Yeah, it goes down. That is painful for MrX. Because now this position is going to be really hard to crack open. Really hard indeed. He's getting the oils behind this as well. And I don't think MrX has realized this V back here has been cleaned up. There's still a drone in the base. MrX wanting to move across the map now. Missile defense here from MrX. Going to try and get inside of this building, but Shaye's not having any of it. Shaye just needs to worry about this now, and I think he's won, because MrX at the moment is on half of his economy. Shaye's got an extra 2 oils. Okay, he got denied the refiner in the middle, but 2 oils is your main priority. Shaye's now dropping down some bunkers. He's garrisoned this one. The power might go down. The barracks has already gone down. Shaye needs to garrison this ASAP. Gets 2 inside. And these Vs are going to be chased down by the Gats. Is MrX just going to go for a dozer hunter here? Ooh, that didn't get cancelled, I don't think. So Shaye lost 1,000 there. Ooh, but the Chinooks here are not collecting. So really, it's all on this. This here for MrX needs to do everything. But at the moment, it looks like he's getting trapped against the side of the map by these Gats. Gats now moving back, just letting the trucks die. I suppose you've got the oils. You don't need to worry too much. You know he's not collecting at all. But all you have to worry about is this. Yeah, MrX is in a lot of trouble, I think. Probably could say he needs to win just with these units, because like he's not doing anything back at home. He's not even clearing this guy. I don't think he's even realized. don't think he's looked back. I don't think he's looked back. And he's lost every single Chinook. Has he realized now, or is he literally just looking here? Yeah, your map awareness has got to be on point. You probably got to look there now and think, hang on a minute. Where's all my Chinooks? But maybe he can just win with this V-push. V-push continues. The war factory's now getting closed down. Quite a few tank hunters on this case, though, and these GATs again. I think these Vs are going to get trapped again. But where are them Vs going to go, man? Where are they going to go? Ooh, 2 more Vs go down. Yeah, MrX is just not collecting. So I think Shaye knows this is in the bag. He just needs to kill that 1 V and that's it. MrX has just realized now. Oh, man, that's bad. Yeah, you can see MrX's multitasking is non-existent. Yeah, non-existent multitasking. That's the problem here. Still a gap back here. He's made a Crusader, but he's got no cash. He's got 750. Where Shaye can do literally whatever he wants right now. The USA cannot collect. You're going to have to sell that war factory just to make a Chinook. What's he made? He's made another V or something. What has he made? Yeah, he's made another V. So he's just banking on winning the game right here without any units. He's made an ambulance. He's sending the Crusader back here. Does he think he's hunted him or something? You can't win with no money. Unless it's a no eco rush from the beginning, but you can't win with no money from like the 6-minute mark when the China's already got some oils. He's probably already on napalm, which is why he's making an airfield. He's got loads of GATs. Does he have a chain gun? No, yet, not yet. 4 trucks. Oh, 1 V here might go down. I think it is, and that is at the full one. Don't tell me that's the full one. I think it was. It was the full one. Yeah, GG. Oh, that's painful for MrX. GG. Well played there to Shaye. 4-2 is the score. Okay, jumping into the reverse, we've got Shaye now down in the bottom left with the USA vanilla in the blue. Up in the top right, we've got Mr. Did I just say Shaye or MrX? I don't know what I said, but I meant Shaye. Up in the top right, we've got MrX with the yellow China vanilla. Interesting. Shaye is 4-2 up. Just needs 2 more for a victory. MrX needs 4 to win. He can only afford 1 more loss. 2 supplies from Shaye. 2 supplies from MrX. So we're going to get a normal game. Is it going to be war factory, or war factory and a barracks? War factory and a barracks. So I have a feeling MrX is going to do this more defensively. He's going to make some tank hunters from here, get inside of these buildings, get inside of there. Maybe go for a delayed oil cap, but he's actually going straight into an airfield, indicating he'll probably make an outpost and a GAT, or just an outpost, and then he'll go straight into napalm. But the first V here from Shaye is going across the map. Does he know there's an airfield here? I don't think he does, but he's going to find out very soon when this first V gets straight across the map. Tank hunter goes inside of there. MrX is going for the oils. Shaye moves across the map and reveals the airfield. Is MrX still researching the napalm now, or has he cancelled it? Dozer there goes down. No mines or anything here, so this V is able to roam around. One truck goes down. I think that's a very successful V so far. Taking out a dozer, taking out a truck, and still alive. If he takes out a GAT, oh, MrX, no, baby. If you withdrew there, you're going to lose the GAT without killing anything. You better take in the fight, because the laser lock will lock down your GAT as it retreats. Missile defenders here will go down, but I think that's all in all a successful V there. You've done a scout, killed a dozer, you've killed 1 truck, and you've killed 1 GAT. And you've still got the missile defenders here that are going to go inside a building and provide even more of a scout. Napalm is now up. Although they're going to be shot down by Shaye before MrX even gets a chance to capture it. Over here, he's destroying this one as well. Shaye's got 2 Avengers out, so these MiGs are going to have a hard time breaking through 2 Avengers. The only chance they've got is if these Vs splinter off from the main group. Which, to be fair, this one is. So they're all moving at the same speed now. That means he has selected them and pressed Control and F.
Come on in. Got room for 5.
Yeah, now he has. You see the F. Which means they are in formation. Shaye now is going to move out across the map. This is where you take the Control and F off, usually, so you can move them all independently. Because when you got the Control and F on, they tend to react a bit weird sometimes when you're trying to micro. But that was a nice fight there. The MiGs don't really get anything done at all. And the Gats chip away a bit of HP at this, this V here, but the army is still alive. Strike Center now being built by Shaye. And he's continuing the push here. These MiGs need to be careful because soon they will be in range of this army. How is MrX going to respond to this? Probably a line of Gats, maybe some tank hunters. Need to spend everything to defend this because how you handle this decides if you win the game or not. If none of these units go down at all or these MiGs fail with a hit, yeah, that was the wrong time to attack. You want to come in with your main army, your Gats, your tank hunters, and then the MiGs all at the same time and kind of strike all at once. So the Avengers will then be blocking some of the tank hunter shots. 1v here is going to get picked off by the Gats, interestingly. Maybe even a second, actually. Ooh, yeah, second one goes down, nearly even a third. But does it really matter that much? Your Search and Destroy is now deployed. He's on top of the production, which is the War Factory. The MiGs, some of them went down, and they're going to come in again. Oh, why are these Vs out of position? Okay, 1V goes down. The War Factory has already gone down. Shaye can just move across the map with the remainder of his Vs back at home. MrX here trying to be built, but it's a bit of a last resort here from MrX. He's floating 4.4k. Yeah, it was all since that first hit with the MiGs that completely failed. I knew that was GG then. So yeah, MrX has been defeated, and 5-2 is the score. Okay, jumping into the next game, we've got Shaye with the GLA Demolition up in the north with the blue color. Down in the south, we've got MrX with the China Nuke with the yellow color. Shaye just needs one more. If he wins this one, that is it. Look at it, it's fairly balanced. I think you can win here with either the China Nuke or with the Demolition. I think you can win with both. Yeah, MrX under some pressure here to win again. Well, yeah, win win the next 4 games. No pressure, MrX. Just win the next 4 games. So yeah, the question is, will he do any mines on any buildings? Because it's highly likely there's a TNT coming from a GLA Demolition. But among the super top players, they are bringing an RPG as well. If you watch like Google, Excal, they're bringing an RPG with their TNT. They will check if there's mines by force fire underground, and then they will strike with the TNT. I mean, if they clear the mines with the RPG, let's say it's there, and they clear it, and then it hits, then yeah, that's cost you an extra 600 because your mines have actually failed. So yeah, terrorist straight down the middle here from Shaye. Might get in the supply line, might kill the dozer. There are no mines whatsoever from MrX right now. Just wants to focus on getting them units out. Terrorist here is going to go down without killing anything. Technical straight down the middle here from Shaye. Interestingly, anyone who's going to play Shaye next, let's see what he's doing here. He's going to bring the RPG. He is force fire underground. Realizes there's no mines. Easily TNT. Has he brought another terrorist as well? Probably has. Oh, it's an RPG. Those against the crush there, and this Battlemaster now will chase that away. So yeah, the TNT on the War Factory has slowed him down. He'll need to invest 2k now to rebuild that, but he did get a lot of units out, and he has now placed down the Propaganda Center. Building here is going to be cleared. He's got a fake barracks here, so a little box going on. Those workers should be safe, and he should upgrade that if he's going to feel some pressure on that barracks. It's got a bit of extra HP. It doesn't have very much HP at all. It's fake. Is that... what is that? Oh, it's just an empty technical. Some Scorpions here for Shaye do heavily damage this Battlemaster. That Battlemaster will be focused by the tunnel, but it does move out of position. And that tunnel now going to go down, but there is a super tech in the main base actually, and the 2 trucks have gone down and 1 dozer. Another dozer now brought over by MrX, but that has been cancelled. He's now dropping down an airfield, but the super tech is still alive. Killed the GAT. And MrX again, you're seeing the multitasking. He needs to be pressuring now with these units. Shaye is relentless. Just look at the multitasking from Shaye. He's building units, coming in and out with the super tech. He's hunted now. MrX is hunted. That's probably him out of the World Series. Like, how can you come back from that? Now Shaye realizes he's hunted. He's just coming in for the kill on all the buildings. Any damage taken on all these buildings now cannot be repaired. They cannot be remade. Supply there has gone down. And the technical is going to move in, but there are battle masters there, so it does need to be careful. If it takes one more hit, it will go down. Ooh! Well, the splash damage there would kill the super tech, but that truck does survive. Yeah, more flanks here from Shaye. He's coming on this right-hand side now. MrX is focusing over there, and he can't even engage that, by the way, because there's a tower there. RPGs popped from the tech here, but really this is just a slow destruction of MrX. The super tech now moving in the back, and MrX throws in the towel. GG. 6-2 is the score. Shaye will move on to the next round. So congratulations to him. MrX started strong there and made it 2-2 initially. I think, was he 2-0 or was he 2-1 at one point? Yeah, he was doing really well. But then, yeah, you quickly saw Shaye buckle down and actually get some wins. So, yeah, nice try from MrX, but congratulations to Shaye. GG. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and see you in